This is going to be the most in-depth step-by-step tutorial you've ever seen on how to actually make $250 a day online or more. There's no paid course, this costs nothing out of pocket, you don't need any crazy tech skills, and there's no cold calls. If this sounds like something you're interested in, then stick around because I'm about to show you step-by-step exactly how to do this using nothing but Google Maps and an AI-powered software platform that has completely changed the game for making money online. Now, I personally use this software nearly every day, and setup takes less than 5 minutes. You get paid month after month, and we're going to go over all the numbers. Now, if you're new here, my name is Jared. Over the last few years, I ran a digital marketing agency in over 22 states, and now I'm sharing everything I've learned on this channel, including a free deep dive course into this entire strategy, plus a free daily live bootcamp to help you get set up, along with the link to our free private community that has nearly 3,000 members as of the time of this recording. So, if at any point in this video you want a link for all that, just like, share, drop a comment below, say free course, or send me the course, and I will personally reply back to you with a private link to unlock everything absolutely free. Okay, so what is this business model and how are we going to make money? The first thing we need to understand is there's only two ways you can actually make money regardless of what business you're in. You have to either offer a product or provide a service, and there's pros and cons to both. However, with this model, we're actually going to get the pros from both. I'll explain. When it comes to a product-based business, a huge pro is that sales are not generally tied directly to your time. I've personally imported 40-foot shipping containers of products from overseas, and short of maybe some more customer service, the warehouse can ship 50 items or 100 items a day without much additional drag on your personal time. The major downside of a product-based business is very large upfront capital costs. Everything from engineering samples and manufacturing costs to ocean and land shipping fees. Everything pretty much comes out of pocket before you even get your first sale, so there's huge upfront risk there. Now, for service-based businesses, the economics are somewhat inverted. Startup costs are generally much lower, depending on what product or supplies or equipment is needed, but the trade-off is with every sale you make, you then have to fulfill whatever service obligation you committed yourself to. So if you sold pressure washing to a homeowner, well, now you have to go pressure wash their house. That time spent on the back end of the business doing the fulfillment, the thing you actually sold, that's time then taken away from the front end of the business where you would otherwise be doing the sales and marketing required to continue to get more customers so you can stay in business. This hamster wheel effect is the very mechanism that keeps many small business owners from growing and why more unfortunately fail out and go back to a 9 to 5. There's a saying in the entrepreneurial world that when you go on your own, you trade your 9 to 5 for a 6 to 10. But you're watching this video where you're going to learn about another business model, a model that scales without requiring more of your time, a model that has nearly $0 startup costs. And that business model is called software as a service, or SaaS. So how does SaaS work? Well, SaaS is very simple and extremely profitable. It's where you have software that, in our case, AI-powered software, you set up just once, but it keeps performing the service 24/7 so you don't have to. And since it's software, you can sell an unlimited amount of it without having an increase in manufacturing and shipping costs like you would with a product-based business. It is literally the best of both worlds, and it's exactly why all the big software tech companies have these multi-billion-dollar valuations. And now, because of AI, we can get a slice of that pie too. Over the next few minutes, we're going to cover the most profitable AI-powered SaaS solution that you can get access to today and start selling immediately for $0 out of pocket and literally make thousands of dollars a month just like many others in our community. Now, Business 101, if we want to make a lot of money, we have to solve an expensive problem. So what expensive problem are we solving? Well, everyone knows that people's reputation, more often than not, speaks louder than words. Well, the same goes for small business owners. Everyone knows when they Google a restaurant or a plumber that the first thing they see are those Google stars, and what do you do if there's a choice between 5 stars with the hundreds of reviews or 3 stars with just a handful? Well, most people call the 5 stars. Now you might say, wait a minute, Jared, isn't that how it's supposed to work? Well, yes and no. Here's the dilemma. Most people don't voluntarily leave reviews unless they've actually had a poor experience. And most other people only leave a positive review if they're specifically asked. So this dynamic actually creates a compounding negative effect for the business owner because 99% of businesses don't ask every customer for a review. So this lack of positive reviews in combination with the few negative reviews they may have causes their star rating to get disproportionately pulled down even if they've had thousands of happy customers. This lower star rating then causes less people to click, which then lowers their ranking in search, causing less people to find them, which causes even less people to click, and so on and so forth. You get the idea. So how do we fix this? This is where we come in with our AI-powered Google review system that automatically requests reviews from every customer and responds to them in context. Now, these are not just canned responses, and this is very important because responding to reviews shows not only to new customers that the business owner cares about their customer experience, But that engagement is also a positive signal to Google's algorithm, which then ranks the business higher, which gets more clicks, more customers, and more positive reviews. We're going to see it live in just a second. First, let's jump into the AI software so you can see exactly how easy it is to find the businesses that need this service the most. Let's dive in here. So once we log into our software, we want to come down here on the left and scroll down to prospecting. Click on that. Then we're going to move to the upper right here and click add a prospect. Now there's two ways you can do this. You can either use Google Maps or you can type directly here any type of business in any location that you're interested in looking for. All right, so we'll show you both. If you're going to use Google Maps, say we type in Plummer, Norfolk, Virginia, you want to grab everything in this address bar here, copy it, and then you can paste it right in here. Now we'll use the AI software to find what the conversion rate would be for those particular prospects. So there's two parts we want to pay attention to: their overall rating, as well as the conversion rate percentage. It says this score predicts the likelihood of a prospect becoming a client. Now this is based on a number of algorithmic details, but basically it does a preliminary audit of their entire website and Google Business Profile to determine these numbers, so you don't have to do any of that work. You can actually print that entire audit report as part of your outreach strategy, and more of that is covered in the training. But I want to show you here, look at the difference between these plumbers in the same city. 4,306 ratings, 82 ratings. Which one of these plumbers do you think has a system like this in place? Which one of these plumbers do you think gets more calls? Which one do you think ranks higher, right? So these guys have a problem. The happy plumber, I don't know how happy he is. Maybe he's happy. Plumbing Unlimited, 13 ratings. Well, seems a little bit limited to me, but he doesn't have to be. The reality is most of these small business owners don't even know this technology exists, but the ones that do make a lot more money. Now, like I said, we can also search in here. So say pressure, washing. You can type in the city, or you can just type in the search type, defaulted to Dallas. No big deal. You can see here, a lot of these guys, not a lot of ratings. Let's do HVAC. All right. Now, HVAC is extremely competitive, and you can see almost 1,000, 2,100, boom, 17. So this quality, cooling, and heating, definitely ideal prospect to reach out to. It is literally endless. You can just scroll through. There's so many that don't have systems in place for reviews, and the ones that do stand out like crazy. I mean, 4, right? So this is terrible for these guys. I'm sure they have more than 4 customers. Now, you can do this in Google Maps, or you can do it in the software, but the AI software is going to give you those conversion rate percentages, which is much more powerful. And you can print the audit report, which you can then use during outreach. But as you can see, there's a nearly endless supply of business owners that need our help. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, Jared, but how do I get them to actually pay me? Well, that's the most important question you could possibly ask, because that's exactly where most people get stuck. And it's exactly why an entire day of our free 5-day bootcamp training, live or pre-recorded, is dedicated solely to customer acquisition. That is a very in-depth topic, but by the end, you'll have a completely automated sales system that has business owners booking calls with you instead of you having to spam message or cold call, which we already know everybody on both sides absolutely hates. Now let's fire up the AI so you can see exactly how all this works. All right, so once you're logged in here, I want to scroll down on the left-hand side to reputation. Then on the top, we want to go over to settings. The first thing we want to do is we want to turn on automatic responses. So this is going to enable the AI to automatically respond to any review request that comes in on not only Google, but multiple platforms. I'm going to show you in just a second. Now we can put in a wait time before we respond, so that way it doesn't seem completely automated. Maybe we want to put in an hour, right? That's reasonable. Then the next step we want to do is we want to create an agent. So we go here, we click create agent on the right. Now you'll see there's a number of different agents designed to handle different types of review replies. Some people may leave positive reviews. Some people might leave negative reviews. The business might have a different type of product that might require more of a professional response, or it could be more casual. So it all depends on what you're doing to determine what type of agent you might choose here, but you can further customize them. So check it out. Let's say we're going to go with Claire Flair. Now, here's the original prompt, and this is fine. You don't have to change this, although you can. And here's where you can choose the type of tone that the agent's going to have. Professional, funny, empathetic, optimistic, playful, grateful, right? Now, the reason why you might have different ones is because you're going to choose here how many stars it's going to reply to. If someone leaves a 5-star review, obviously that's great. If someone leaves a 1-star review, you don't want the AI being super optimistic and thankful that there was a 1-star review, right? There's a problem there. So for this particular bot, we're going to say 4 stars and above, because notice in the prompt here, it says you will be provided with good reviews of the business. So that tells you right out the gate the type of bot that we're looking at here. So we choose 4 stars or above. You can put a footer in if you'd like. Here's where you could generate a response. Thank you, Patricia, for your wonderful feedback and recommendation. We're thrilled to hear that you had such a positive experience and look forward to serving you again. Notice how we use their name. We could generate this again. It's going to be a different response. Thank you, Chris, for your kind words about our food. We truly appreciate your feedback on the wait time, and we're actively working on improving our service efficiency. We hope to welcome you back soon for an even better experience, right? So this isn't completely positive. There was a little bit of feedback here that the customer left. So we first thanked them for the kind words about the food. And then we replied in context saying, hey, we saw that you mentioned that you were concerned about this and we're going to be working on it. We hope to welcome you back. Okay. So this is what's important. It's not just a canned response. This is where the AI is reading what they're saying and replying back in context. So this is very important because other people looking at this business are going to see these replies. And that's going to tell them, hey, this business is engaged. All right. So now we're going to save our bot. And here it is. Now we could create a second bot that's for negative reviews. Here's Grace Space. I love these names that they chose. You will be provided with negative reviews of a business, right? Write a heartfelt and empathetic response. So it's already pre-selected 2 stars and below. So realistically, there's not even much you have to change with these. This is going to cover 95% of it. What's already built out here in the AI software, you can just pick these and set them up in no time at all. So step 2, this is where you can see what your review link actually is. So you can manually use this and send it out. You can even have a custom review link here if you'd like, but this is not required. Next step down is going to be the text message review request. This is probably going to be the most used one. You can put an image in here if you want your company logo. Here's what the message is going to be that's sent, and this will automatically put the review link right in there. And here's where you would choose how soon after the transaction do you want to send the review link. 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hours are custom. And this lets you repeat that until they open it. Obviously, you don't want to spam somebody, but you could say, okay, let's wait 3 days, and we're going to maximum retry 1 time. These are part of the settings you can configure. You can also send at the same time an email review, depending on what information you're getting from the client. Same options. How soon do you want to send it? Repeat. And here's where you can draft up your email template. Right here, you can edit the template. Good old yours truly there. But you get the idea. Completely customizable. Those will be the emails that go out. Next one down, you have WhatsApp review requests. If you're communicating over WhatsApp, you can send it that way. You can have a QR code if you want to print this out and have it at the register or nearby. If you're doing a restaurant or whatnot, they can scan it. We even have a spam review filter. If you turn this on, it automatically detects whether incoming reviews are spam or not. And way more than just Google, there's integrations to all of these different platforms for reviews. eBay, Facebook, Google Shopping, OpenTable, TripAdvisor, all different businesses, all different industries, Yelp, Zillow, Trustpilot. You can integrate the automatic AI reviews with all these platforms. So no matter where your customer's getting reviews from, even Amazon, you can get them set up with AI. All right, now the last setting here, once you got that dialed in, all they have to do literally is just click here to sign into their Google account, and that will link up the AI with their profile, and everything will start pouring in. Let's go back here, and I'll show you the dashboard where we can see it all. If you come over here to Overview then, back where we were, right here is where all of your metrics will come in for your reviews. The requests that have gone out will show here. Reviews that have come in will go here. And you even have a live widget that you can paste on their website so that their website, doesn't matter who's hosting it, can actually show the reviews as they come in real time. And as an upsell offer, once you've established a relationship with them, you can even upsell them on reputation management with listings and citations. This is, again, more details covered in the training, but you can get even more money each month out of a customer depending on what level of service you're offering them. All of this is right here in the reputation management section. It takes just a few minutes to set up. All right. That's it, guys. This entire setup takes literally less than 5 minutes, and it runs 24/7. The business owner doesn't have to remember to ask for reviews anymore. The AI handles all the requests and responses going forward. And most importantly, the business will make more money from more clicks with a higher star rating and higher search rankings. Now, what's in it for us? Well, with this service, you can easily charge each customer between $300 to $500 a month. Let's take a look at those numbers. The average HVAC job is worth $1,500 to $3,000. Plumbing emergencies can be $800 to $2,000. So just one additional customer per month pays for this entire service. In fact, businesses that constantly get new Google reviews typically see 10 or more new customers month after month as their search rankings keep going up. If our AI system helps them get just 3 extra jobs per month at $1,500 average, that's $4,500 a month in additional revenue month after month. If they're paying us just $400 and making an extra $4,500, that's 1,000% return on investment. No sane business owner is going to cancel something that makes them profit every single month. This is what we call a no-brainer offer. Now, here's where the magic happens with SaaS, and the numbers get really exciting. Once you set up one business, you can duplicate this exact process over and over again. With 5 customers at $400 a month, that's $2,000 in recurring revenue. Many of our successful members maintain 15 to 20 active clients by consistently adding 2 to 3 new ones each month. Nothing super crazy, but that keeps you at a sustainable $6,000 to $8,000 in monthly income. Remember, this is recurring revenue, unlike a 9-to-5 where you're trading time for money and starting over at zero every paycheck. Once you set up the AI system, it runs automatically and you keep getting paid month after month. Now, I know what you're thinking. Jared, this all sounds great, but how is this actually free? Well, that's a great question. Let me break it down. Your access to all 20 plus training modules is free. Your complimentary one-on-one live setup call is free. Your daily live bootcamp, free, and you can join as often as you'd like. Your 5-day live training is free, It runs every week, Monday through Friday. You can join anytime, as often as you'd like. Your community is free, where you can brainstorm and bounce ideas off the nearly 3,000 other members doing the same exact thing you are. Your 24/7 live Zoom support is free. Your 24/7 live phone support is free. Your 24/7 live chat support is free. All the sales materials, templates, and scripts are free. And the AI-powered software that you'll use to train on and run everything includes an extended 30-day free trial with an option to extend even longer, so you have all the time you need to land your first client before any of the software costs kick in. Now, you can pause your account if need be. After the trial period, the software is $97 a month, but it should be just a write-off by then because your first client is ideally covering that cost and then some, so you never actually pay anything out of pocket for the software either. I don't know of any other online opportunity even remotely close to this. So if you want to get started, like, share, comment, and I'll reply with that private link, or you can click on the link in the description, and I'll see you on the inside.